Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to talk about 5 reasons why guys don't make the first move. I think sometimes you'll find that when you really like a guy, one of the things that I think is going to be the hardest thing for a guy to do when he likes you is actually walk up to you and talk to you. And there's a bunch of things that go through a guy's head when he does have a crush on a girl, but he has that like little block where he doesn't know if he can actually walk up to you and talk to you. So in today's video, I just wanted to kind of get into a guy's mind and tell you some guy secrets about why he might not be walking up to you and making that first move. So I know a lot of you guys actually have boyfriends or have guys that really like you because I see the DMs that you're sending me. So I hope that the 5 different things that I came up with today are able to kind of help you out a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and here are the 5 different reasons why a guy might not be making the first move. First reason that I came up with that a guy might not be walking up to you yet and actually talking to you is that he might actually feel that he's not good enough for you. When a guy really likes a girl, one of the hardest things that he's gonna have to wrap his head around is actually talking to you and getting to know you. And if he likes you that much where he feels that like you're too good for him, and when a guy thinks this, the reason that it's hard for him is because he tries to find reasons why you would want to go out with him. And so if he isn't walking up to you and making the first move, one of the reasons why he might not actually be doing that might be that he actually just doesn't feel good enough, and it might be a sign that you have to walk up to him. Alright, so the second one, and a reason why I think a guy might not walk up to you or make the first move, is because he might not even know that you like him. So if you have a really big crush on him, I think that every once in a while to drop like subtle hints that like maybe you wave at him one time, or you kind of are staring at him and then when he looks at you, you look away. Or when you see him, like give him a big hug and tell him that it's nice to see him. If he feels like you don't like him back, the chances are pretty slim that he's actually gonna walk up to you and try to start a conversation. So if you notice that you don't really give off those hints that you like him, try to do that, and I think that he might turn around and actually walk up to you and make that first move. Alright, so the next one, I think that this one actually plays a huge part in why guys don't walk up to girls, and that's because maybe you're an extrovert and he's an introvert. The reason that this plays a really big part in like guys making the first move, I think that for somebody who is more like shy or introverted, one of the scariest things or one of the hardest things that they find to do is walk up to somebody that's really outgoing. And so if you notice that he is more of a quiet person, the reason that he might not be walking up to you is because he looks at you, he's not really sure like what your perspective of him is, and I think if he walks up and he says something, he thinks that that might be kind of like a turnoff. So sometimes this can get in the way. I feel like extroverts and introverts, it can be hard sometimes to just like meet in the middle and talk to each other. But if you notice that he is more of a shy person, maybe you could just walk up to him and start a conversation and talk about things that you guys both like. And then eventually, if he feels more comfortable, you'll notice that he'll be more willing to actually walk up and make those first moves. Alright, so moving on to the fourth one, which I think that this one plays a huge part in all of this, and that is when a guy has been single for a really long time. So if a guy's been single for a long time, or he's been with a girl and then they broke up and he didn't really go out with somebody for a long time, I think guys can be really nervous and it can kind of push them away. And so if you know this guy of being someone who hasn't had a girlfriend before, the reason that I think that these guys aren't confident enough to walk up to you and make that first move is because they haven't done it in a while. You'll notice that once he is more comfortable, he'll start making those first moves. Alright, and the fifth one has to do with those stubborn guys that don't walk up to you and talk to you all because they want you to walk up to them and make the first move. There are guys out there that feel that like if they've been trying to give off hints that they really like you and you're not really doing anything to kind of like notice what he's doing, or you're kind of being that person that's just like a little bit standoff to see like what he's doing. If you're waiting for him to walk up and make that first move, some guys just get in that mind space of like feeling like they don't have to walk up to you and you should walk up to them. But in the end, when a guy does feel like this, I feel like eventually he's gonna actually walk up to you and make the first move. He's not gonna wait for you anymore. And so if you do know that he's trying to play this like little game with you, just wait it out a little bit longer, because I feel like eventually if he does really like you, he's gonna walk up to you and he's gonna say something or he's gonna do something. And the reason that he wasn't walking up to you was because he was just being stubborn. So that's the fifth one. I think that guys actually do that all the time and they eventually just give into it and they do come up and walk up to you. So those are the 5 different reasons that I came up with why a guy might not be talking to you first. If you do notice that like you have a crush on somebody and they're not talking to you or they're not walking up to you and saying anything, leave a comment down below and tell us a story about something that's happened to you in a relationship. Or if you do have any questions or want me to make a video talking about something that you're going through, leave that down in the comments, or you can send it to me on my Instagram DMs, which I check every day and send you guys messages back. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that this kind of gave you a little bit of an insight into a guy's mind. And with that being said, I love you guys so much, and as always, I will see you next Saturday. in next week's video. Bye!